Hello students. So this video session we are going to see how two double linked lists can be merged. Okay, why I have taken up this is because in your lab cycle there is one program on how to merge two double linked lists. In the last video session we have seen all the operations of double linked list we have completed. Insertion at the beginning, insertion at the end, insertion after a specific node. Similarly, deletion at the beginning, deletion at the end, and deleting a specific node. These are operations we have seen. In your lab cycle, there are two programs on double linked list. One is to implement stack and queue. I have told in the previous video how to do that. One more on double linked list is this one, which is merging of two double linked lists. Okay. Now, before I start this, let me tell you what are the initializations that we have taken here. So if you observe here, we have declared a structure for the node. So since it's a double linked list, every node is going to have two links. One is the previous pointer and the other is the next pointer. Then we have taken three pointers: list 1, list 2 and list. List 1 is the first list, list 2 is the second list, and one more pointer I am taking when we are going to use this list when we are going to merge both the list. Okay. So now I am defining a class called merge double, and then we are going to see all these operations. How to insert? We have to insert in the first list, we have to insert the second list, display the first list, display 1, display 2 is to display the second list, and then I am using one more main function, that is one important function, that is combine, which is going to merge both the list. Okay, so we have to keep two lists ready. So you are going to have, let us say, I will show you one simple example. Okay, these are my two lists. This is null, this is also null. This is my list 2, this is my list 1. Okay, so suppose we may have some data here 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 11. These are my two lists. So we are going to use insert list, wherein we are going to insert in the first list. We are going to use insert list 2, where we are going to insert in the second list. So obviously the two lists have to be ready before you merge it, right? And then I want to display the first list. I also want to display the second list, and then I will combine. And then I will write probably one more function. Let us say I will take one more function, display, wherein I am going to display the merged list. So display 1 is for displaying the first list, display 2 for displaying the second list, and then I am using a function called combine, which is going to merge these two lists, and then we will display the merged list. This is what we are going to do. So if we have taken two lists and we have to merge this. So what we have to do, we have to keep these two lists ready, and then this node will have a previous link and it has a next link also. Correct. Similarly, this node has a next link, it also has a previous link. Every node has previous and every node has next. So this previous of this list 2 should go and connect here, and next of this should come and connect there. That is what we are going to do when we want to merge two lists. So to do this, we have to first insert values in these two lists, keep these two lists ready, and then only we can merge. So let us see how each of these functions can be done. Alright, let us take up one by one each of these functions. So this is the function for inserting in the first list. Now all insertions I am going to do insert at the end. Okay. Now insert at the end, we have already seen this function in the previous video. How do you insert at the end of a double linked list? So it's the same code I am going to follow here again. So what we are doing initially, so here I am calling this using a scope resolution operator, and then I am calling that function. This is definition of that function. Value is what is the value that you want to insert, that you are accepting in the main function, and calling this function from the main function by passing this as a parameter. Alright, I think that much is clear. Now, we are taking one pointer node called as the temp. We are allocating memory for that using new. And then I am keeping my node ready as usual. So, temp is my node. Temp of data is value. Let us assume I want to insert 28. So, temp of data I have put in temp of data I have put that value. Temp of previous is null. I have made it null. Temp of next is null. I have made it null. So, I have kept this node ready. Now I said I am going to insert all the nodes only at the end. I will go on inserting one by one. Okay. Now, first thing what I am checking if the node is, if the list is empty. So, if list 1, list instead of head start and instead of all that, we are taking it as list 1. So, if list 1 is null, list 1 is equal to 10. That means, if the list is empty, 10 whatever new node you have taken, that itself will become the first node. So, list 1 is equal to 10. So all this we have seen in the last video session, insertion at the end, that is same as this because I am inserting at the end. Otherwise what we are doing, current is equal to list 1. I am taking a pointer called as, see here, I have defined this pointer, I am initializing that pointer to list 1. So this will now become current. I want to insert at the end, so I have to move up to that, correct? You can insert however you want, you can also write a function to insert at the beginning, that is also possible. So I have to move up to here to bring this node there, right? So let us say this is my current I am initializing. While current of next is not equal to null, current is equal to current of next. So I go on traversing until I reach this node. So when the current of next will become null here, so I will stop at that point. I will come out of the while loop. Current of next is equal to 10. So now this current of next is this link. It can't be null anymore. Current of next should be pointing to temp. That is what we have done. Current of next is equal to temp. Now this temp will also have a previous. It can't be null again. So this current of temp of previous is equal to current. This is your temp of previous is equal to current. This is my current. So we are joining that. So later you can probably give us cout saying that node is inserted successfully. Something like that you can give. So this is how we insert in the list. So if the list is empty, I go that new node itself will become the first node. Otherwise, as I told you, I am inserting towards the end. Okay, I am inserting towards the end. So I am using the same code what I did in the last video session, insertion at the end. Okay, so we go up to the last node and then current of next. So this next cannot be null anymore. It has to point to temp and previous of temp also can't be null, it has to point to current. So these two operations we have seen. Next is, now when you want to do, this is insertion in the first list. Now I want to insert in the second list also, correct? I am not going to, the same code I will write, but I will make this list as 2 because I have called two functions, insertion list 1 and list 2. So this will be list 2, again here it will be, list 2 is a separate pointer because I will call my second list as list 2. We should have two double linked lists because we have to merge two double linked lists. Alright. So everything is same. Instead that every list 1 will now become list 2. Current will be initialized. List 2 will be initialized to current and then everything is same. So these two functions will be your two functions. Insert list 1, insert list 2 for insert in the doubly linked list. Two doubly linked list. Okay. Next we will see how to display each of these lists and then we will see the most important function is how to merge these two lists. Okay, let us try to do that now. Okay, so we saw how we can insert in two lists separately, that we have done. So let us assume that our both the lists are ready. List 1 is ready with some elements. List 2 is also ready with some elements. Alright. Now I have to merge these two lists. That is what we are supposed to do. Merge two doubly linked lists. We have two double linked lists inserted with elements, they are free. Inserted with elements, they are full. Now let us see how we can combine. I have taken one pointer link. Alright. First what I am checking, if list 1 is equal to null and list 2 is equal to null, both are empty, return. That means if both are going to be null, both are empty, I meant to say, then you cannot merge at all. Correct? So we will display both are empty and we will return. We will finish the program. Otherwise, what we are going to do? List is equal to list 1. we have already seen in the declaration, I had taken one more list as list. We have list 1 and list 2. I am going to merge and put it in list. Okay. So I am assigning list 1 to list. Link is equal to list. I am initializing. We have taken a pointer variable link. I am initializing link to list. That means list 1 is now nothing but this is list 1. This list 1 I call it as list. That I am assigning it to link. So link is actually currently pointing at this location. First list. Now I have to go on. How can I merge? I have to go up to the end and this link I have to put it here. That is how I should merge. Is it not? I have to come up to here and then next of 40 should come to this one and previous of this list should go here. That is how we merge. Correct? Now, to do that, I have to go up to 40. So, what I have done? I have taken this link. Link of next is not equal to null. Link is equal to link of next. Link of next. We used to take current. Instead of current, I have taken it as link. So, link of next is not equal to null. Unless it is not equal to null, I will go on traversing. So, finally, I will come at this point, link. So, this will now become my link. Again, link of next is not equal to null. This condition is not satisfied because link of next is null. Okay, so it will come out of the loop. Now, what should I do? Link of next is equal to list 2. That means this cannot be null anymore. Link of next is what? This pointer. It should come where? It should come to link of next should come to list 2. So that is what we have done. We have brought this pointer. It is coming to list 2. List 2 of previous. This one. List 2 of previous is equal to link. This previous cannot be anymore. It cannot be null. So list 2 of previous means what? This one. Correct? This should go where? It should go to the link. Okay. So now where is my, again I have to come up to here, is it not? That is when it is merged. So again I will start. While link of next is not equal to null, link is equal to link of next. So I am at this point now. I have merged these two. I will again start traversing. So again I will come here, and then I will stop. While link of next is equal to null, I will come out of the loop and then I will display it as merged. Are you clear? So we have taken two lists. We have inserted elements in the two lists and then now we have combined both the lists. Now we will see how we can display this list. Let us try to see a simple display function. So this is a simple function to see how to display the list. So we have to display list 1, we have to display list 2 and we should also display the the merged list. All the three we have to display. So this is display 1. I had defined a function called as display 1 to display the first list. So what I have done, I have taken a pointer called as a PTR to which I have initialized list 1. That means I am trying to display the first list. So again, if my list is something like this, alright. So while pointer, this is now pointer is pointing at this location because we have initialized it list 1 to pointer. This is null. This is also null as we know this. So some data is there assumed. Okay, this is the list, first list. So while pointer is not equal to null. So pointer is not null. So what we have to do? We have to display this particular value. So I want to display 23. Then pointer is equal to pointer of next. So next pointer will move. This will become the pointer now. Again it will go back to the while loop. Pointer is not equal to null. So it is not equal to null. It will display pointer data. And then I am displaying this arrow also so that it gives us a feeling of a double linked list. So I will display pointer of data which is 4. And then I will put this arrow again. Again I will go back to the while loop. Again I will display 5. And that's all. And in the end I will display, I will come out, I will display it as null. Because the last link of the last node is null. The same thing you have to follow. This is for displaying the first list. Now to display second list, actually I had defined one more function as display 2. You can take the same pointer. You have to initialize it with list 2 and then the list 2 gets displayed. If you want to display the merged list, we want to display a merged list. I have defined one more function called just display. Here it will be list because we are storing the final merged list in list. So same display function can operate 3 times. You can copy paste it and execute it. Or another way of doing is you can you can have just one display function, pass different parameters, pointer variables as parameters which list you want to display and do that. That's also fine. There are different ways of coding it. This is one way of doing it. That's all. So this is what we call it as merging of two doubly linked lists. So we have taken two insertion functions to insert values into two different lists, and then we try to display those two different lists. We had one function called combine where we try to see how we can merge the two doubly linked lists, and then one display function for merging the for displaying the merged list. Okay, so please try. I will share this program along with the notes of doubly linked list. I'll share this program. This program is there in your lab cycle. So as I told you, there are two programs in the lab cycle with respect to doubly linked list. One is how to implement stack and queue using doubly linked list. So in the last video session, I have told that how to implement stack and queue using doubly linked list. One more program on doubly linked list is to merge two double linked lists. So these two will be completed once you execute this. So this finishes the concept on doubly linked list. I will see you all in the next session. Thank you.